What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Crypto Empire. My name is Connor, and this is where we dominate the crypto market. Hope you guys are ready for an awesome Sunday live stream today. And let's get right into things. I can see that the live chat is absolutely bumping right now. Love to see that. Be sure to smash the like button. And let's start things off with our crypto market overview. I will get to the live chat in just a moment. For now, let's start things off taking a look at things at large. So we have some weekend pumping going on right now with Bitcoin at $104,500. Ethereum still clinging around 2,500, but some major altcoin moves this weekend. So is the dip over? Are we just going to pump from here, or should we be looking for levels lower? By the title of the live stream, I'm sure you can assume that my approach right now is still to be looking for lower levels, although, hey, this could be it. And if you guys watched the live stream a few days ago, I went over the plan to get exposure or increase exposure using a ladder strategy. And, if you utilize the ladder strategy, well, that you're not going to be fully max allocated. You're still going to be waiting for lower, but, you're going to have skin in the game per se. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's take a look at the top gainers on the day, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in regards to these meme coins and altcoins pumping today. So this coin startup, this is some new kind of LARP coin on crypto Twitter, something new. But anyways, it's up 100% on the day. We got Moodang up 51.9%, Maple up 42%. Another new scam coin on Solana called Launchcoin is up 32%. So yeah, things are moving up hard today. DGen up 30%, Keyboard Cat up 31.5%, Godius Maximus up 26.7%, Griffin up 22%, Miggles up 21%. Meme coins are moving. We are risk on. It's pretty evident that we are, in a buy program, and we're going to continue to push higher despite any dips. Dips are for buying. So yeah, we're risk on, guys, and we should be expecting higher. Let's take a look at BTC right now and go over what is happening, as well as all of the major charts, as we always do. So Bitcoin right now is still trading in this daily supply level at $104,000, as you can see over here to the left on the screen. We are still in supply up here. So we are very close to the all-time high. We're literally less than $4,000 away from the all-time high right now. It's very possible we just go and take it and we make a new all-time high. We hit 110,000. That's definitely in the cards. However, given that we're still in the supply area and we haven't had any significant pullbacks during this entire move up, it is wise to look for levels lower, to plan ahead in case we don't just actually go right up to the all-time high. What if we don't? What if we instead go and grab some liquidity lower? Where should we be looking? Well, let's go over that. So first things first, 100K right now holding as support. As you can see, I just switched the chart to Coinbase rather than the Bybit Perps chart. Anyways, there's a level here at $100,000, and it's been holding as support. If this low is lost over here at $100,700, here's where to look. There's 98K, right? This is a order block and a fair value gap. Very small level, I'll show you. It is actually on the 23-hour time frame. This little guy right here, all right? Hidden behind this big fair value gap here. That's on the 23-hour, and that is exactly at 98,310. Definitely a level to look for. Now, the main level that makes more sense to me is going to be here. And that is going to be at 95,000 down to 94K. This is the main level right now to be watching for a potential pullback. All right. Given that we're in an aggressive uptrend buy program, whatever vocabulary word you want to use to describe the current situation, but given that we're in an aggressive uptrend, the dips are typically more shallow and they leave people waiting for really lower levels out of the game. All right. So, there's some really juicy levels lower, right? Down here, 89,000, still a main point, right? You guys remember over here, back in 2024. That 89K level was the critical support. This is, still important. And then the main one is going to be down here all the way at 81K. But, this is really kind of out of the question for now. So the main level to watch, in my opinion, is going to be 95,000. We'll see if it's given this week. Don't forget, we got a pretty big week coming up right now. What dates are on the horizon? Well, we got Bitcoin Pizza Day. That's going to be Thursday, May 22nd. What's also on Thursday, May 22nd? We have the Donald Trump, the Trump coin dinner for the token holders. I think it's 220 Trump token holders, the largest holders. They're all going to go to dinner with Trump on Thursday, and that's also Bitcoin Pizza Day. So look, whales like to use these narrative days. They always have, and they always will continue to do so. And typically, Bitcoin Pizza Day. There's also the Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas the following week at the end of May. And as you guys know, I've described the Bitcoin conference curse many times here on the channel, and that's essentially where whenever there's a major crypto conference, especially the Bitcoin annual conference, the market typically sells off hard or it marks some kind of local top. There's a very good chance this time around we have reverse psychology in play. So if we end up getting a dip this week into Pizza Day, into the Trump holder dinner day, I would be looking to aggressively go into that dip. All right. And remember, that's on Thursday. So let's wait for the Monday range to form tomorrow, or today actually. No, actually my time zones are way different now. I moved locations. So it's tomorrow. Our Monday range is going to form. Today is Sunday. And let's wait for that to form. However, given we know there's some major dates this week, in the past, whales have used these annual dates as kind of sell-offs. Expect reverse psychology this time around. All right, everyone now is saying, oh my God, Bitcoin conference, we're going to sell off, we're going to dump, it's going to mark a top, all these things, because we've been conditioned now over the past like 4 years in a row or 3 years in a row that the Bitcoin conference marks a top. Sometimes things switch up. So expect a switch up. I'm expecting a switch up. All right. So if we end up selling off to 95,000, that's a buy, especially if it's like right before Thursday. Plain and simple. The bullish scenario is we just go right up and we make a new all-time high from here. All right. Less likely in my opinion, but it's possible. More likely we actually go down first and grab liquidity. Be prepared for either scenario, either outcome. And again, if you have that ladder strategy in place or you bought things way lower, well, then you really are, you're positioned for more upside anyway. So that's BTC. We want to match that up now with USDT dominance, because if Bitcoin's going to go down, that means USDT dominance is going to go up. Two main levels to watch. They're clearly labeled for you here on the chart. We got 4.90%, 4.9. Then we also have a level over here at the monthly open, which is at 5.1%. So again, if Bitcoin's going to go down, this is actually going to go up. And also note how, it's holding this swing low from over here back in March. Right? It looks like it likely wants to go up first. Given this formation here on the chart, the way it's been trading here on the daily time frame, holding these lows, a bunch of bullish swing failure patterns down here. I would not be surprised at all to see this go ahead, retrace a little bit before eventually moving lower, back down towards our macro target, which is again 3.3%. Eyes on the prize, lads. Stay focused, right? We're expecting USDT dominance to come down here, which is going to mean major upside for, risk on assets, the crypto market, altcoins, meme coins, whatever you're holding. But it's not going to be a straight line down there, all right? So for this week, these are your levels. Mark them out. Get ready. If they hit, these are times to buy coins. Very simple. You want to use this inverse correlation. You want to use USDT dominance. It is the most useful, or one of the most useful charts in crypto. Of course, you can also pair up USDT dominance with USDC dominance, because these are the two largest stable coins in the market. And it is a pretty similar situation going on here, in the sense where, there's just some pretty obvious levels a bit higher, right? For this one, it's going to be around 6.87%, or maybe we come back into the 7% levels. But either way, look for the stablecoin dominance charts to retrace up and match that up for confluence for your buys, whether that's on Bitcoin, Ethereum, or your individual altcoins. You want to match up the confluence with these total liquidity charts. And now one proxy that is giving good indication for things is Ethereum, because Ethereum is now awake, it's alive, its heart is finally beating once again after being dead for so long. Just take a look at ETH versus BTC here, right, with this extreme pump. Ethereum has been outperforming Bitcoin over the past 7 days or so, or the past 2 weeks. Heavily outperforming BTC right now. So we can use Ethereum to get a gauge, just like we can use Bitcoin to get a gauge. And ETH right now has hit supply up here at $2,700. All right, supply zone. Rejection. Now we're in a choppy range, as you can see. Where are the levels to look for your pullbacks? Let's make this as simple as possible for everyone watching the stream. First, let's pull the fib. And if we pull the fib from the high over here at 2738 down to this low of this range, which is going to be at 1739, almost 1738. Shout out to Fetty Wap. I have to mention it, being that I am from New Jersey. 1738. You all know the song. Anyways, back to business. If we pull that fib, we got some interesting things popping up here on the screen. Well, we have this level over here, and that's right at 2200. 2230 to be exact. And that's the 50% fib measurement. All right. Now, the thing is, again, being that we're in an aggressive uptrend, everyone wants to get long. Everyone wants to get in. Everyone's looking for the juicy level here. Everyone's looking for the juicy level down here at 2K. It's obvious. It sticks out like a sore thumb, right? Major liquidity in here behind a fair value gap. Everyone wants this right at $2,000. You also have the 0.705 fib right at this level at 2K. This is the obvious point to look for, but what if price doesn't go that low? Well, that's why we have this level over here at 2230. 2242 exactly to 2219. All right. So these are your levels for Ethereum. If we end up breaking this low over here, the current Monday low, first level to watch right here, 2230. Second level, it's really going to be from 2068 down to 1967. $1,967. All right, so those are some total charts, some major, the majors. All right, we're not talking small little altcoins here. We're talking about the things that whales care about. All right, and if we can get a gauge on what the whales want to do, what the whales' plan is, just have somewhat of an inclination, somewhat of a bias of what they want to do, that's going to allow us to trade our altcoins much better. So that's why I always like to spend time going over these charts and making it, making a plan of action with the majors, because you can't skip steps, all right? You can't just go right to the sugar. You got to eat the vegetables first. So note that. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's get into this live chat and let me see what's going on here, lads. We got Jock asking about some real-world asset coins such as Parcel and Bricken. We can look at those in a little bit. We have Media Digital Solutions using AI to write his comments for him. What's going on, Media Digitization Solutions? How are you? Shout out to Sam Fox 1 or Sam Fox. He says Crypto Empire rules. It is a channel where we get crypto analysis. Thanks, man. I'm glad you appreciate that, right? Because nowadays the crypto channels are a dime a dozen, but I mean, who actually understands fundamental analysis and technical analysis at a very deep level? I think it's pretty few and far between. So I appreciate the support, Sam Fox. And asking about XRP. Is XRP a good buy now? Let's just look at that because, it's a pretty major coin. And is XRP a buy now? Well, as you can see, it reacted very strongly off this $2.30 level. And, that was a buy. This was marked out right here with a price label as well. So is it a buy right now? If you're buying spot, yes. I think buying spot, you'll be okay right now. You may suffer some drawdown, as in price going lower before higher first. But overall, yeah, like if you're buying spot XRP here, this thing will go to new all-time highs. So you'll be okay. If you want to wait for lower levels, here's where you look for, right? I think I went over this last stream. I'm not sure which, it might have been this chart or something else. But anyways, your red zone, top of the red zone, you know, it was $20.30, $2.30, $2.29. Your bottom was $2.25. All right, this is a buy zone. And then lower, you have the monthly open, and just below the monthly open, you have demand. And demand's going to be at $2.15 as it's marked out. Okay, so these are your buy zones on XRP. This one worked out really well, as you can see, with price reacting now, but it's still the weekend. The week hasn't started yet. And these moves may not last, and we may actually see lower prices. So you know where to look now on XRP, right? 229 to 224, as well as 215. And we'll look at Solana in a little bit. Shout out to FBS. What's going on, FBS? How are you, my man? We also got the Silva Dollar saying, let's go smash the like button. Yeah, guys, smash up that like button. Appreciate the support. Let's see. Sana Nay with a great comment. Sana Nay says, nice that you were live again already. Best and only crypto YouTuber you need, to be honest. Have you seen AGC lately? Trend shifted and seems ready to rock and roll. Yeah, things are picking back up. But hey, I appreciate that comment, man. And you say live again already. Well, listen, I made a big move. I changed some things around. And with that, you know, some things had to get reset. So just had to take a little bit of time. Sometimes you need to take a step back to take 10 steps forward. And that's exactly what I've done. You need time to reflect sometimes. You need time to look and see what you can do better. This way you can come back stronger. So I appreciate the support, guys. And Sana Nay, thank you for the kind words. Matt Welch says, are you bullish on ORT? Really look forward to your live shows. Great content. Yeah, OORT. I bought this one in 2024. It did like a 3x for us. And then the whole market topped and it went back to ground zero essentially. And here's the weekly time frame chart. So many coins. I was talking about this in the Crypto Empire Mastermind today. I put out an announcement message. I'll share a brief summary. All you need to know is that so many coins are like this. They are in major higher time frame discount levels. This is the weekly price chart. The weekly. If we go to the monthly, this is the monthly price chart, lads. This is what bottoms look like. And this thing was aggressively beaten down. Right, here's that pump I was talking about. You know, it went from around 7-8 cents up here to 28 cents, 278% gain. You know, awesome. Nobody can complain about 278% upside. And then it went ahead and it dumped. It made a new low. So to all my longtime viewers right now, what is this on the chart? It's a 2-word answer. I'll give you the first letter of each word. The first one is A. The second one is L. Think about it. All right, stop thinking about it. I'll tell you. This is an accumulation lake. You have this low over here. Let me just get rid of all this stuff. Okay, you have this low over here. And let's go to the 3-week, 2-week. Yeah, all the same, whatever. You got this low. And as you can see, price broke down through this low. Now it has been just going sideways. This same formation is on so many low cap charts. It's really not even funny. Major discounted prices, but in an accumulation lake, what you see is price forms somewhat of a rounded bottom over a long period of time. Hence the name accumulation. Accumulation typically happens over a longer period of time, which is why we can look at the daily or the weekly chart and we can see that, yes, this is a pretty long period of time here that it's been in this accumulation. We also have a W double bottom, right? Nice little W. I'm not a great artist, but I think I can still get the point across. This is a W. This is a double bottom. So what you want to look for essentially is for price to reclaim this previous low, which is now going to act as resistance, previous support, right? And once price flips this resistance back into support again, it is likely going to start to aggressively move up. So you want to buy things that are still in accumulation, that are still in the accumulation lake. It's always the scariest when things look like this, when they're not moving on the bottom. They look scary. They look unattractive. It looks like nobody's buying. But as the age-old saying goes, be greedy when others are fearful. Pull the trigger when other people don't want to pull the trigger, because they have all these second-guessing thoughts and they don't believe in their analysis. They question the chart. Is this correct? All these things, all these mind games, the markets will play on you. But this is a very clear bottom formation on OORT. And we can look at like many low-cap AI coins, and they're all going to have this formation. So, yeah, I think that this thing's trading at a very attractive price. You want to be a buyer in higher time frame discounts and then sell in higher time frame premiums. So a higher time frame premium example, right? This weekly supply zone definitely could be considered a higher time frame premium. And from the current market price to this level, you are looking at a gain of 350%, right? And it would still be a low cap. If this thing wants to take off and go significantly higher, where's daily demand? Where's the origin of this breakdown? It's all the way up here at like 90 cents. So we're talking almost a 20x to that point. If we're going to hit that daily supply zone all the way up there. And let's just get the exact numbers. So we are talking, 17x if it wants to go up to 80 cents. And that would make sense because that's real, like higher time frame premium. That's a supply zone up there. So anyways, that's OORT. What's the market cap of this? Let's check real quick. 21 million. So yeah, that's not even far-fetched, right? 17x, that wouldn't even be like a 500 million market cap. That's pretty doable. That is pretty doable. Also, real quick, guys, I am running a giveaway right now. Let's go over the details for the giveaway real quick, and then we'll get back to the live stream. So, as you guys know, I'm pretty bullish on Monad, and I think the airdrop is going to be lucrative. There's other chains that are doing airdrops right now to focus on as well, such as like Abstract, but Monad's, it's going to be a pretty big one. Major Solana competitor. It's like the most new hyped layer 1 chain launch of the year. So anyways, Monad Atlantis giveaway. So what's going to happen? 50 Monad on testnet will be given away, as well as 5 whitelist spots to the Atlantis DEX public sale. So 5 people are going to get 10 Monad testnet each. That's pretty hard to get. If you guys are using the Monad testnet, you know that it's kind of a pain in the ass to get your Monad testnet tokens. So 5 people are going to get 10 each. That's it's a pretty insane giveaway, really. But hey, we're making things happen over here. So anyways, you guys got 48 hours. Just follow the instructions. Follow me, like and retweet, tag 2 friends, subscribe to the channel, and share a screenshot that you're subscribed. Winner will be picked in 48 hours, guys. Go crazy. And if you guys are farming the Monad airdrop, if you want access to the Atlantis DEX sale, which I think is probably going to be an absolute hit on Monad, if I had to speculate. And it's going to be pretty tough to get a whitelist spot. So yeah, do the giveaway. And follow the instructions. I will share the link to this. It's already been shared in the chat, but I'm going to share it again right now, just to make it very easy for everyone. There you go. Anyways, let's get back to business. Bitcoin 105. Let's see if we go for it. Let us see if we end up going for that all-time high right now. This is a pretty obvious level to be looking for shorts, by the way. I will mention that. Let me lower the time frame. So We have this high over here at 105,780, or sorry, 105,842. And, you know, there's a chance right now that, look, we're in a daily supply zone, all right? Just remember that. Of course, in an uptrend, supply zones get shattered to the upside, but I've went over the reasons to look for a rejection from here, and as of right now, there's no reason that that's invalidated. A rejection is still very well in play. So if we end up coming up here and swing failure patterning this high, it's an obvious short. It's absolutely an obvious short. And I'd probably put my stop loss around 107,300. And depending on how you want to play it, if you want to go for a 3-to-1, you can, and you'd be targeting these lows. So, I mean, that's definitely in play for anyone looking to actively trade. This is a very, I mean, there's no guarantee it's going to work, obviously, but this is a pretty obvious setup to me. We got a super chat. We got a super chat from Goust. He says, I think Nitro is still a good meme to buy. Shout out to Goust for the $2 super chat. And Nitro, I think you super chatted me last stream about Nitro. So not much of a question, more of a statement that he thinks Nitro is a good buy. That's your opinion, Goust. This thing is pumping. And yeah, strong breakout. Very obvious that we're in a risk on, buy program market when these, just total shit coins pump like this. So would I buy this now? No, but some people like to buy strength. Some people like to buy the all-time high breakout. And if you're one of those people, well, that's right now. But yes, speaking of these, so the abstract coins, it's pretty consensus at this point from what I'm seeing, all the chatter around, all the chatter amongst different people and things like that. Abster is the #1 pick on abstract. It's the mascot of the abstract chain. And this thing's just in this consolidation now at the all-time high. If I had to speculate or guess on a target for this coin, I'd say like 200 million market cap, like a 10x from these levels. I think it's very possible and very doable. But yeah, you guys should already be aware of that. The last video uploaded on the channel was about the top abstract coins, and those were Abster, and the other one was Newt. But this is now the consensus #1 coin on abstract, Abster. So for anyone wondering, that's the obvious go-to pick. There's other ones, but I'm not even going to mention them right now. Keyboard Cat on fire. You absolutely love to see that. KeyCat, another one where it's just kind of, I think it's destined for a new all-time high and hundreds of millions in market cap. So anyone who's been holding strong, anyone who managed to accumulate anything during this period or this period, I think you're going to be laughing. We'll be laughing together. Laughing pretty damn hard, because it's an Australian saying, by the way. We'll be laughing because it's going to pump, and we'll be very happy. We'll laugh because we're happy. Hopefully you guys caught that reference. I assume you did. But yeah, I mean, look, these coins, there's like, this thing's still trading at a very low price, in my opinion. Obviously, the entry lower would have been much better, but there's upside. There's undoubtedly upside, in my opinion, on a coin like Keyboard Cat. Some other base coins. Let's take a look at Mr. Miggles. Here we are. Same kind of formation as Mr. Keyboard Cat. In the sense, it's a bit different, but a very obvious kind of accumulation bottoming period. And price went ahead and cleared the previous swing high, pulled back. More likely than not, it will send. Whether it's from right now it sends, or it wants to kind of consolidate a bit. I doubt you get any significant pullbacks, right? Anyone wanting like 20 million market cap again, not sure we see that, but maybe we just consolidate. But I mean, look, up over down. That's the story. That's the story across the board. Dips are for buying, and you know, these high risk betas, Ethereum betas, given that Ethereum is now pumping, these coins are going to outperform ETH. So it's written on the wall. Whether you choose to listen to the writing on the wall or not is totally up to you, but it's pretty obvious to me. Sam Fox says, what about Pepe and Shiba Inu? All right, so interestingly enough, Shiba Inu went ahead and reversed exactly on this line that I have on the chart from 2021. I mean, sometimes it's just so obvious, huh? Like, look here. Look at this inverse head and shoulders leading to this. Look here. It's the same thing. Obviously, this is higher time frame, and it's like already broken out. I mean, look, this is the breakout and the retest happening like literally as we speak. Right, inverse head and shoulders, breakout, retest, full send, potentially. Of course, it didn't actually kind of retest this trend line. So if for whatever reason we do reject from this daily supply, because this right here is indeed daily supply, if we do reject from this, where should we look? We should look inside of this fair value gap that was created on this run up. Price did just come very briefly into this fair value gap right here. All right, as you can see, let me put the fair value gap on the screen so it's obvious for everyone. You have this down to this. Add text. FVG in the center. Text size 20. All right, so as you can see, guys, price came into the fair value gap. Good reaction so far. However, it didn't hit any significant order block, in my opinion, inside of that gap. Where's the order block inside of the gap? It's here. Let's make it green. Okay. So, look, previous supply zone, price just absolutely ignores it on the way up, leaving behind the liquidity. This is the main buy the dip level, if it's given. Right, we'll just put main buy the dip level here. And let's see if we got some Fibonacci confluence with this. And we just hit the golden pocket there. There is a Fib confluence indeed. And from the low, it hit exactly the 50% on this reversal as well, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, look, price comes back into the fair value gap and you want to buy Shiba Inu, you buy it here. Don't overcomplicate it. Pretty simple. And most coins have the same kind of thing. Right, here's Pepe. And on the daily, if we just put the fair value gap on the screen, there you are. All right, where's the zone inside of it? It's here. And with that, price went ahead and hit the supply over here. Hence the rejection. Okay. So if we take the swing high down to the swing low, well, we got our 50% as well as our golden pocket in that juicy order block inside of the fair value gap. So, I mean, look, like this is the equivalent to ETH. Like price coming down here on Pepe is the equivalent to ETH coming down here to this level where everyone wants to be a buyer, right? Which is at 2K. So if we end up getting it, amazing opportunity. The thing is, we might not get so blessed by the market to see these low prices, these attractive low prices. Okay. However, if we do get them, they're buys, and you shouldn't hesitate, in my opinion. Obviously, read the banner at the bottom of the screen, not financial advice, but hey, that's an obvious buy to me. It's obvious. Let's see if we can find something closer to the current market price. Yeah, I mean, this is also, it's in the same fair value gap. It's not fresh is the problem, right? You see these wicks going into it? That means it's already been used. So technically it's not fresh, meaning it's not as valid. This one is fresh over here. These aren't. So, I mean, they might get used. They line up with the 50% fib. But just be aware. They've been hit already. Anyways, if we go down to the 288-minute chart, great time frame. That's 1/5 of a day. 1/5 of 24 hours is 288 minutes. Great time frame to use. If we look at that, there is a demand zone, and you know, if price wants to front run the fair value gap, it may come here. Anyways, these are all just buy levels to look for. I hope you guys do your own analysis as well and don't just follow me blindly. But you know, mark these levels on your own, and I'm doing this live on the go, no prep, no scripting, no anything. I just look at things and I tell you what I think. So, you know, you use this information and then process it and come up with your own ideas as well. But I know this stuff helps a lot of people because I know my analysis is pretty damn good, not to be too, not to blow too much smoke, but you know, it's useful to get these ideas. So don't just follow them blindly, use them on your own. But these are the levels I see on Pepe, and the main one's going to be down here on the daily. And it's going to be a pretty significant drop. You know, it would be a 30% drop, but hey, altcoins can move that low and rebound in the same exact day. So don't be too surprised if we get that. We got a super chat. We got multiple super chats coming in. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for the super chats. First one is going to be from Joven AM2. Appreciate that $4.99 super chat. Says, did I miss? Can you look at Toshi? Thank you for the insight. Well, we haven't looked at Toshi yet, so you haven't missed it, and we can certainly look at it. Toshi, whatever you want to call it. All right, interesting here. Very interesting. So this little guy here, you see him? This little daily time frame order block from the 20th of February. Well, that marked the bottom. Same thing in a chart we just looked at. I don't remember which one it was, but a very similar situation played out. So anyways, Toshi now back into supply that formed, as one can see just here. You change up these time frames. So if we end up losing this structure over here, All right, let's say we come into the supply zone. We form a double top, some kind of M pattern. Local. This is a local double top, right? This is, again, we're in a buy the dip mode right now. So when I say like double top, I mean a local double top, not like anything macro. I just mean like a pullback before going up. Just to clarify. But if we do end up forming some type of M pattern here, and then we break support, where should we look? I mean, I have my eyes on the level, but I'm just trying to see if we can find something that's concrete, that's fresh. I mean, yeah, this keeps on sticking out to me down here. I think this might scare a lot of people, right? Because I'm basically mapping out scenarios where we see like some kind of nasty like 30-40% drop on a lot of these altcoins. But this is something that I think everyone should be like looking forward to. 30% drop would be awesome. Because we know it's going to go back up after, right? We know this is a dip to buy if we get it. So we want it to be as aggressive as possible, really. Shake out the Jeets. Jeets out, Chad's in, basically. And, yeah, we're looking at 33% to 40% downside potentially before finding a bottom. Note, right, price broke out of the daily 200 EMA, and it hasn't necessarily retested it since the breakout. It doesn't have to, but you know, it can essentially use that as support if it wants to. But yeah, that's like 35% lower. But anyways, yeah, Toshi likely will go back up to $1 billion market cap. It's currently at 333 mil, 333. So definitely upside to be had on Toshi. I don't think it's the best coin to be holding on base from this point onwards. I think other ones like, you know, KeyCat and Miggles are going to do better than it. But, you know, there's money to be made holding Toshi still. Anyways, appreciate that super chat. We got another one now from Charge It to the Game. I like that username, my man. He says, what up, Connor? Can you take a look at Ski Cat? Held up nicely during this pullback. It's around 1.5 million market cap and a great beta to the ski mask dog. For sure, we can take a look at Ski Cat. Thanks for the super chat, man. Now, when it comes to these low caps, there's really not too much to say about the TA, right? It's a 1.5 million market cap with 238K of liquidity. So it won't take much buying or selling to significantly move the price, which means TA can be invalidated very, very easily. So, you know, take analysis with a grain of salt on these micro cap coins, because one big buy or one big sell can destroy any form of technical analysis on the chart. Very easy to be a market maker for a low cap coin. Anybody can be the market maker, basically. But yeah, I mean, look, classic bottom here. I mean, just a long, drawn-out accumulation, boring, nothing happening. Like, if we use the replay tool here, this is actually like I mean, before the pump happens, right? It's always like hard to say, yes, this is bottomed out convincingly. But if you look at this, I mean, like either it was completely dead and it will never come back, or it was bottomed out. So if you wanted to be a buyer, like, you had to take the risk here. I mean, this is crazy, right? It's just this sideways accumulation. This is such an obvious accumulation. But anyways, let's exit that. So here we are. We've started to move up. Volume has come back in, and price is up fairly significantly off of the lows, right? We're up 758% off of the lows. What was the market cap of this thing at the bottom? It must have been like a 50K market cap. No, it was 189K at the bottom, 200K to 1.5 million, 700% gain so far. Such a low market cap coin. It's a gamble. It's a high risk thing. It's a 1.5 mil market cap, but yeah, I mean, pretty nuts. If you want to buy, I'd say just buy from 1.1 mil down to 700K market cap if you want to get in. Totally up to you guys. But yeah, I appreciate that super chat, man. Shout out to Jasper. What's up, Jasper? Shout out to John Valentine. What is going on? Charge it to the game from Vegas. ARRZ, any prediction when altcoin season starts? Any prediction when altcoin season starts? Well, here's Bitcoin dominance. We got a super chat rolling in right now. From Maddie Ghost, a $10 super chat. Thank you, man, for the $10 super chat. He says, key to getting near a top. We'll get back to altcoin season in a second. Let's just go ahead and address the super chat. So this thing just full sent. Full sent. And I did do analysis on the coin in late April, I believe, on a live stream when I was asked about it. And that's when I put this range up on the chart. And I don't remember what day it was or what live stream it was, but I know myself, right, because I do these so often. So I know I would have said, if you want to buy the thing, buy it at the range lows. I'm going to assume that's what I said. Anybody who remembers that stream when I went over Kita, please confirm in the live chat if that is what I said at the time. But I'm going to assume it was because, again, it was me and this is my analysis. I just open up the chart and see what I did already. So anyways, right, price sweeps the range low, bang. Flash bang grenade goes off to the races. Is this getting near a top? I mean, it's hard to say. It's in a very aggressive up parabolic trend. I definitely would not be a buyer of this coin right now. If you're buying Kita at this current market price, you may be insane. What is the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Most people in crypto are insane because they always continually make the same mistakes, but they expect a different outcome every time. So anyways, if you're top lasting and buying into a parabolic pump like this, you're doing the game wrong. The time to have bought this coin would have been in the discount of the range, and that time is over, right? That was from a 64 mil market cap to a 50 mil market cap. It's at 250 mil. So Matty Ghost, I'm not sure we can say confidently that this is getting near a top, but there's no opportunity, in my opinion, to be a buyer right now. If you buy right now, you're probably exit liquidity because there are people that bought it down here, at 7 million market cap. There are people that bought it over here at 50 million market cap, and they want to sell because they're in massive profits. So if you end up buying after someone bought and they're up 460%, and they want to take profits and you buy, you are providing the liquidity for them to sell. So yes, not very wise, in my opinion, to buy this coin right now. We'll see if I wake up and it's at a billion market cap tomorrow, but if that's the case, I still think it's not the best idea to be a buyer right now. Matty Ghost says he locked in profits at 60 cents. Current price is 62 cents. Ghost said, I called the crash down to 10 cents. Ghost, my man, it's great to see you in the chat. Shout out to Ghost, longtime Crypto Empire community member, always in the live chat. And yeah, I mean, he watches the streams. And again, I don't remember doing the analysis on KTA, but when I open up the chart and I see what I drew, I already knew what I would have said. So shout out to anyone that was able to make some gains off of the free analysis right here on YouTube. If you guys appreciate it, hit the like button right now and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Shout out to Gotcha. We got another super chat rolling in. Super chats are coming in hard today. He says, chill guy, how are you feeling? It's looking good. I'm going to assume you're asking about the coin, and you're not calling me a chill guy. You're asking about the chill guy coin. How am I feeling? I'm feeling great, man. As you can see, I'm much tanner than I was last week. Because I'm not a tree, so I decided to move to somewhere where it's sunny. Anyways, here's chill guy. It's looking pretty good, yeah. I mean, look at this rounded bottom. Everything just was so dead for these months, January. I mean, this thing was such an insane coin. Right? This thing launched at peak euphoria, and it topped within like a week after launching. And it just looked so dead for so long. I mean, nobody wanted to touch this thing. But here we are. You know, now it's formed this nice rounded bottom, and it's starting to move. And yeah, it's looking decent. Like most coins I've done analysis on today, I basically said, you know, be wary. Hold up real quick. What's BTC doing? We'll get back to chill guy in a second. Again, we're looking for a potential swing failure pattern of these highs over here at 105K. We're looking for something like this potentially on corn. So if we're going to get a nice pullback, look, memes can go down 50% in a day and be up 100% the next day. So yeah, same thing we're looking at on Toshi, right? I mean, the levels all line up. They're all like 30 to 40% lower on every coin. Everyone wants it, right? Everyone wants the level over here on ETH. Everyone wants this at 2K. Everyone wants this down here. TradingView can be super annoying sometimes. Anyways, everyone wants this. If everyone wants it, maybe we don't get it, right? Which means these altcoin drops of 30 to 40% might not happen. So we should look for something potentially closer to the current market price. Nah, I still think if you want to buy, you wait for 50 million. That's what I think. What do I know, though? I'm just a chill guy. Sorry, I know that was a really lame joke, but I had to throw it in there. Shout out to Matthew Black. What's going on, Matthew Black? Somebody asked me about Plume. Shout out to OB1. Member of the Crypto Empire community for a long time now. He's very bullish on Plume. This is a real world asset coin, and there are reasons to be bullish on this. Here it is. 409 mil market cap. And the chart's basically a stable coin. Let's see. In 2 days, 20 million. So basically every single month, it's just fat unlocks, right? Like fat unlocks. 20 mil, 20 mil, 40 mil, 40 mil. Actually 43 million, 42.7. 40, like, this is bread. Where's it going? Who's getting the tokens? Well, over here, the community and the ecosystem, which is good, but the foundation. What does the foundation do? Think of the Ethereum foundation they sell. All right, over here, who's getting it? Foundation. Now, the 42.7 million unlocks, who's getting it? Foundation, net seller, core contributors, net seller, early backers, net sellers. This is the only red flag I have with Plume, but in a bull market, like the vesting, the dilution, it all gets absorbed, right? The coin will pump anyway, but this is the only red flag I have with the coin. It's just like 40 million a month, 20 million a month just released into circulation. Yes, that a lot of that is going to the community and rewards, but over half of it is going to the foundation and the early backers. And like, they built the project. They're going to sell. Anyways. There's really not much to talk about with this chart. It's a legitimate stablecoin. And if we just mark the support resistance flip across the middle. Just if you want to buy the coin, try and buy it underneath the yellow line at 15.8 cents. Let's just keep it as simple as possible. If you want to buy the coin, buy it in here. Anywhere in here would be good. All right. So if you see it come to support, go into, below this level that I drew. You want to buy it, that's where I would do it. You can do whatever you want. Let's see. Ghost says, I feel like after the market conditioning, everyone else cycle that every pump retraces. The remainder of the cycle is going to have very little pullbacks everyone is waiting for. Max Pain is up only. Yeah, I agree with that. And he says, rest in peace to everyone that got shaken out at the lows. Yes, indeed. Rest in peace to them. Pour one out. Pour one out for the homies that got shaken out at the lows. Shout out to Abdul. Shout out to Dre, my man. Dre, great to see you here in the live chat. Dre says, Bobo pulling back after hitting April 6th resistance. Need to clear 45M to see the next leg. Bobo the Bear. I'm a community member of Bobo at this point. I'm a straight up hodler community member of this coin, man. Hey, it's gonna pay off, boys. It's gonna pay off eventually. It just cracks me up at this point. But yeah, I mean, look, bottom's in. Textbook. Very, very textbook. What is it? It's accumulation lake. Right, here's the low. Let me bump up. Let's look at the 3-day like Dre was looking at. Yeah, so here's your low over here. As you can see, price forms are just beautiful rounded bottom, accumulation lake. Broke out. You got the retest. I don't make the rules, but when I see this chart pattern, you cannot, like, you have to be bullish if you see this. You have to be. Don't try and fight it. If you hate Bobo, you still shouldn't try and fight it. The bear's coming. Break out of the lake, retest and send. We'll see. But yeah, it's an obvious bottom. Everything. It's a rare time in the market, guys, right? Like, we just went down only for like 5 months straight. Now we have coins all coming out of their higher time frame bottom formations. Like, cherish these times. These times are few and far between. This is like a time of max opportunity, really. Because yes, things are pumping, things are moving. But look at the B-vol. Like, we haven't seen anything in terms of volatility. Look at the B-vol. The B-vol is just sitting right on support here. This is the Bitcoin Volatility Index. Right? Like, Bitcoin hasn't seen its major move just yet. That will happen when the B-vol ends up spiking back up to resistance. And of course, after Bitcoin does the big major move, we want to see it distribute into altcoins, hence back to altcoin season where we were at before. We'll see Bitcoin dominance drop. This is all written right now. It's all coming. It's been a long time coming. An absolutely long time coming. But yeah, I mean, let's cherish these times, because I don't know how long it's going to be until this, when Bitcoin dominance drops. But when that happens, it's basically going to be like the beginning of the end. Then we're going to have to go through a hard reset again, and basically like another 6-month bear market like we just had. If I had to guess, we're going to pump hard, and then we're going to go really low into the end of 2025, and then we pump at the start of 2026. Write that down, put it on your wall next to your computer monitor. That's the playbook. Pump now, dump end of the year, pump start of 2026. So when we end up pumping here, it's the beginning of the end for a while again. So let's cherish it right now while we have the anticipation of excitement of the pump coming, right? Yeah. Charge it to the game. Bobo gonna mega send. I love it. Absolutely love it. DJ doing some damage. About damn time, man. But yeah, look, came right into your higher time frame demand. This was a different kind of it's kind of similar. They don't always look the same, is what I was going to say, basically. But still, right? Like, they're all pretty similar. Here's your accumulation lake. For anyone wondering, right? You always mark out the first obvious like low, which in this case is here on DGen. Mark out that low, and then when price breaks beneath that low, that's when you go into the accumulation lake. Now in this, again, the most reliable patterns, the only 2 chart patterns you need in crypto, this is going to be a YouTube video that I make, but the only 2 patterns you need are 1, head and shoulders or inverse, and 2 is going to be the triple drive. Like, this is what the market makers use, right? All the retail stuff like the wedges and the triangles and all that bullshit, not really applicable. These are the only 2 you need, and every altcoin chart has basically shown the inverse head and shoulders recently, and the tops are usually always triple drives. But let me get this. So you have the left shoulder, and then you have the head. Now you have the right shoulder, and now you get the send, right? So yeah, this is an inverse head and shoulders, lads. left shoulder, head, right shoulder, pump. And what's going on now? Well, price came in and filled this. This was textbook. Like, this was so textbook, actually. I didn't watch DGen at all, but let me just outline this. So here's your fair value gap. This is the setup that I drew on many altcoins this stream, and it's played out on DGen's. Like, they're all going to be a bit different, but you guys watched the stream. You saw me do all the other, like, draw this on all the other charts. This is why I drew it, for this exact reason. Like, this fair value gap, previous supply zone, completely ignored on this pump. Where does price retrace to? Right to the fair value gap into the order block, right? It's the playbook across the board for like every single coin. Anyways, this is a successful, good example of it working. There are more lower. In case this one ends up failing. First things first, your fair value gap. Second thing second. Your zone. So if DGen ends up getting brutalized, this is too low. There's no way it goes this low. There's no way. What is it, like 50% lower? I mean, it's possible, but I don't see the price going this low. It would be absolute carnage. It would be absolute destructive if the market makers did this. But hey, crypto is still the Wild West. There's no rules in this market, as we've seen. Every LARP, every bullshitter is here launching their own bullshit coins day after day, getting away with it. So just, anyways. Yeah, I doubt it goes this low to 0.0032, but if it does, that's a great buy. But yeah, I mean, look, this got hit already. Real quick, let's give you some trades before I end this stream. Here we go. So, I mean, the same setup we've been looking at. Same deal. Right? You draw the fair value gap. You find the order block in the fair value gap, and you look to buy at that order block. It's so simple right now. When we're in these risk-on conditions, you got to cherish the times. It's just like it's very, very easy. Or simple, I should say. It's simple. It's not necessarily easy to actually execute, which is why most people don't actually make too much money at trading the market. But if you can just be patient and wait for the price to come to where you actually think it's a logical place to reverse, then you'll be successful. Okay. So anyways, same setup we just looked at on DGen, basically, where you have the order block and the fair value gap, and that's at $14.67. So anyways, whatever altcoin you want to buy, go replicate this. It's not complicated. If you've been watching my live streams for a while, you should already, have your TradingView account, and you should be charting on your own. Most people, I'm going to assume, aren't at level 0 and just learning how to chart and use TradingView. Like my channel is not necessarily for complete beginners, I would say. You have to kind of know what's going on a little bit. So hopefully everyone watching the stream can go apply this. Whatever coin you want to buy, apply the same kind of analysis, and it's all there. It's all there. You'll be able to find the spot. You will be able to find the spot. What's corn doing? So yeah, right now we are looking for a potential SFP at $105,842. Not quite there yet. Patience, lads. Sunday morning over there. Sunday morning. We still have all day until the weekly close comes in. But at the same time, this is why you risk very little on it. Just manage your position size, right? This is a 1%, 1.4% risk. So if you're wrong, it can be perfectly okay. It can be perfectly fine. Because there's still the chance this thing just goes right and it makes new all-time high from here and doesn't leave any room for a pullback. And by the way, it's actually more bearish if we just go up and make a new all-time high. I hope you guys understand. It's more bearish if we just go and make a new all-time high. You want the pullback. You want it to be sustainable. You want price to grab liquidity so it can actually sustain a run higher. If we just go blow off to a new all-time high, it can get pretty ugly. That might mean Pizza Day is going to be a top, but hopefully we actually end up dumping before Pizza Day so that we pump on Pizza Day. That's something that we're looking for right now. Let's see. We got Dre. He says, next all-time high prediction on Treb, like perhaps when we have the next major base chain liquidity inflow. So, yeah, something like Treb, Dre, is, again, it's such a low market cap. So, I think there's a lot of short-sighted JEETs selling currently, and they're probably going to be in complete agony a little bit. It's my speculation. I mean, that's just what I think. But yeah, all the JEETs with short-sightedness right now, I'm not sure how it's going to end for them, but if I had to guess, it won't end too well. They'll probably really end up actually like crying, but we'll see when we get there. But anyways, to answer the question, new all-time high prediction. So it got up to what, 13 million market cap, really, like 10 million market cap at its peak. Just so I don't make up anything, let's actually use the fib to get numbers. And instead of taking that wick, let's take it from the candle body. Sometimes we like to do that. Instead of wick to wick, we'll go body. And we got some fibs. We got some fibs here, so 14.8. We got 23. 32 and 37. So yeah, next prediction is going to be 15 to like 25 million market cap for me. Next all-time high for this. Of course, if it happens. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed because nothing's guaranteed, but I will say I'm pretty confident. I think it will make a new all-time high. JREMR. Bro, I've been live for an hour and 15 minutes. I spent like the first 15 minutes of the live stream only talking about Bitcoin. You say the thumbnail is misleading. I thought you would talk about Bitcoin. I did talk about Bitcoin a lot this stream. I suggest you watch the replay. But as of right now, we are looking for a potential failure at this 104K supply zone. Right? Supply from the 30th of January. Price been spending a lot of time over here. And we're in a higher time frame premium. So yeah. Look for an SFP at the local swing high and don't risk much. But it's a good scalp setup. Main level to look to buy or for the pullback here. Sorry. 95. There you go. See, whatever, man. Like, I'm not in the business of making people happy. I'm in the business of making people money. That's why you guys watch this channel, right? You guys watch this channel to get an edge. Yeah, sometimes I guess I can forget that, and I want to make people happy anyway, but hey, don't expect that to be forever, because again, the most important thing is just do the analysis. So real quick, before I end the stream, I want to make it pretty clear that Dogecoin is going to run really hard at some point, right? Dogecoin will trade above $1 because I see a comment saying that meme coins are going to run really hard. They are absolutely. I'm going to leave you guys on this note today. Dogecoin will trade above $1 within, I don't know if it's going to be this year or 2026. There's a chance it does actually happen this year. Where's my fib? That's way too high. We need this one. This one. Here we go. So your negative 61.8 on Doge is $1.16. This is your target for Dogecoin. You have to understand, if Dogecoin, I was going to say if, but I'm actually going to say when for something like Doge. When Dogecoin pulls this move and it goes up here above $1, it's only 400% from current price, but that's an insane amount of capital to do that move with Doge at a $34.5 billion market cap. Right, we're talking 170 billion, bigger than Tether. When it pulls this move, what do you think that's going to mean for all the other meme coins? They're all going to do like 50x's, 100x, whatever. It's going to get really silly. It will. And like, I don't say that lightly because I always try and remain like grounded and somewhat pragmatic here. But you can't ignore this. And when Dogecoin has this run, it's going to send all the other meme coins like really, really hard. The speculation frenzy is going to be insane. And again, like we've talked about this, like this is it. Once this happens, once this meme craze happens, the market's going to wash out and it's not going to be the same anymore. So make sure you capitalize fully on this run. This is like I don't know how old everyone is watching this stream, but you maybe will get like one, maximum two more opportunities like this in your lifetime, in my opinion, to like get rich, basically. I'm not talking about like Dogecoin. I'm talking about this cycle in general. Like you need to get this cycle right. It is so, so, so important for everyone watching this. Have yachts and have nots is coming. The world is going to be super fucked up in a few years. So if you don't get rich now, you're kind of fucked. So on that note, lock in, everyone. Good times are ahead. And again, you need to get this cycle right. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. It was great being live. And yeah, I mean, we'll be doing this a lot more often now that I'm actually able to do so. So on that note, everyone, have an amazing rest of your Sunday. Smash up the like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace out. Like the stream.